Alright guys, and welcome back to this episode of my Call of Duty history. And in this episode, as you've probably seen from the crazy intro clip, we're going to be discussing what I believe was the best Call of Duty ever, which is World at War. Right, thanks for watching guys, and let's get into this. I'm just going through my stats on screen. As you can see, I've got 19 days played, but it doesn't seem a lot, because it seems how I got the game on day one. I did go to the midnight release. But this is because once I got 10 prestige, I started up separate accounts, new accounts, which I'll talk about later. And I've just gone through my classes there for you guys. The top 5 were hardcore, and the bottom 5 were core. Now the reason for this is I only ever played hardcore in World at War, which I'll get into in a minute. But obviously, going back into the game now, it's very impossible to find a lobby. As you can see from what I'm going through there, there's hardly anyone playing, so the only option to play was core TDM. The reason I never played core TDM when Call of Duty World at War was in its prime was due to the fact of the tanks, which brings me on to the things I hated about Call of Duty World at War, which is basically just the tanks. Now everyone would just get in a tank. If you're not aware quickly guys, on certain maps of core you had tanks you could drive around and shoot rockets out of, etc., run people over. And on certain maps people would just grab a tank off the spawn, get 7 kills with it dead easily, drive back to the spawn, jump out, kill themselves, get back in and do the same again, just to keep getting dogs and dogs over and over again. So this basically forced me to play hardcore, which World at War, probably think about it now, was probably the best ever Call of Duty to play hardcore in, due to the fact that most of the rifles were semi-automatic, single-shot rifles, unlike this one you're seeing on screen now, which is the badass rifle I think it stood for. Most of the other ones were single-shot, and it was like a one-shot kill, like it was a marksman rifle off Call of Duty Ghosts, and they took a lot of skill, a lot of accuracy, so you couldn't just really spray and pray. So the weapons were perfect for hardcore, the maps were perfect for hardcore. There was like medium-sized maps constantly. You had no one really sitting around with thermal sights or anything like that. You would basically had a black dot or a silencer, and the game was just perfect for hardcore TDM, hardcore search and destroy, absolutely everything. What I really enjoyed hardcore in this game, due to the fact, like I just said, the weapons were balanced and took a bit of skill to use, unlike the recent Call of Duties where you can just sit with a thermal sight, aiming down sight, one-shotting people across map. Alright guys, just touching back on the subject of my multiple accounts for this game. Like I said earlier, once I got to 10th prestige on my main account, which you're seeing in the background, I then started a second account called Man with Pistol or something or other, where I basically ran around in hardcore only using a pistol, which was a bit of a challenge on these sorts of maps, because not this map in particular, but like the bigger maps, because obviously you'd get outgunned by anything at any sort of range using the Call of Duty World at War pistols, which sucked ass, especially in core. But I did it for fun basically, and I got to like 8th prestige I think by the time the game ended, maybe even 10th, I can't quite remember. I had decent stats, and it was while playing on this account that I met some of my first PlayStation friends, I would say, PSN friends, after which I still play with a couple of them now. It's basically, I was just rocking around with a pistol, and I destroyed them on, I think it was CeeLo, and then they added me, and we just played together ever since. That was my second account. It was called Man with Pistol. There was a little play on Only Use Me Blade, but I didn't actually know Only Use Me Blade at the time. It was just like a random name I thought, because you get a kill cam, it says you were killed by a man with pistol, etc. But even though you don't get a kill cam in hardcore, which I didn't really think of at the time, but that was the reason behind that account. It was just for fun. You never know, could have been Only Use Me Blade style, but obviously no one knew it was big. What I was going to say now, oh yeah, my third account I set up was basically, I was playing on, I think it was on this one, or maybe a Man with Pistol, and I came across a guy called Just Incredible something or other. We had was on each other's team. We both did quite well. I think he added me or I added him, and at that point you couldn't see anyone's KD until they was your friends, and he was the first guy on my friends list I seen with a 2 KD, and I was like, wow, look at this. I was like amazed by it. He had like a 2.1 KD, and I was thinking, fuck me, he kills 2 people every time he's alive. So I set up a new account again, my third account. I can't remember what the name was, just something stupid. And I just set out basically to get a high KD of 2 or above. I think by the time I got to the max level, which was 55, I was just scraping a 2 KD, maybe a little bit over, like 2.2. So I was planning on prestiging, but I didn't. Back then you lost everything, you had to grind again, and your KD would always drop while you was getting all your good weapons back. So I didn't prestige, I left it at the max level, you know, like first prestige max level, without prestiging, just to keep the 2 KD. Now looking back, I know that's pretty sad, but at the time I thought it was like the best thing ever to have a 2 KD, and I just really wanted to keep it. So that was the reason behind my third account. Now, as far as YouTube goes, guys, this you see on the screen here was the first thing I ever looked up on YouTube. I always knew you could get in this tower like this, but I also saw once saw a guy on the roof of this tower, which gives you a so much better line of sight. So I went on YouTube to figure out how to do it, and as you can see now, here I know how to do it now. But this was the very first thing I looked up on YouTube to do with gaming. Pretty cool glitch. I mean, on hardcore, people never knew he was up there. I mean, on core, as you see there, just got blown up straight away by a tank I was going into before. But that was the very first thing I ever looked up on YouTube. And then obviously after that came the glitches about getting under the floor, etc. Never really posted on YouTube at this point. Again, just looked up glitches for it. So I thought, oh shit, my legs get blown off there. That's another great thing about World at War, guys. The gore. As you seen, that tank lit, my legs got blown off, and that guy just blew my legs off with a big machine gun. The gore was quality. That needs to come back. But that just about wraps up the video, guys. Again, like I said in the previous episode, if I've missed anything, please let me know what you'd like to hear about, what you think I should have discussed. If you do want to watch the previous episode, which is Call of Duty 4, there's an annotation on the left of the screen. If you want to watch my concerns about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, as the support streaks are back, click on the right hand side of the screen. And if you would subscribe, guys, on the big middle button, it'd be very much appreciated. Now, next episode is going to be MW2, which I really got into the game. I think I played the most ever, which was on MW2. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe, especially letting me know what I should have talked about. I mean, not many people left comments on my last video, which was Call of Duty 4, so I don't know how to make these videos better. I've basically just tried to discuss the same things over and over again. But like I said, guys, please leave me some comments to let me know what to discuss next time, and thanks so much for watching. See you later.